Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, the weekly podcast devoted to all things spirituality and self improvement. I'm so delighted you're here with me today. Today, I want to talk about something that came up in a reading that I did, which is how important it is to let go of the need to control every little thing in life and the need for you to step outside your comfort zone and do things differently. This has sort of been a running theme. I know that a lot of the episodes we've had lately have had something to do with this, but it is a really strong message that the universe is asking me to give you. And in fact, I channeled a few things. And if you follow me on TikTok, you have already seen this, but I just felt like it was really important. What I heard was let go and grow. And now is the perfect time, right? It's spring. The flowers are blooming, things are popping up everywhere. And the universe is saying that you, just like the plants, we need to be renewed every spring. And holding on to old patterns in your life is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you small. And these patterns can be things like mindsets, but it can also be choices that we're making every day. Like we choose to go to work to the same job that's unfulfilling. We get in relationships with the same kind of people who are unfulfilling. And the reason that we do that is because it feels safe. It feels comfortable. And our brain is wired to pick safety and comfort. The problem is that you're not really truly living or experiencing life when you don't choose yourself. When you choose what's comfortable, you're missing out on a world of opportunity. And so I'm here today to encourage you to try to let go and to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit more. So we are going to talk about what are some ways that we can maybe step into that unknown with a little more clarity and as much safety as you could possibly muster. Because it's letting go of fear. But there are things we can do that make it feel a little less scary to step into the unknown and to regulate your emotions. Because really what's happening is you're allowing fear to come in, and then there's panic. And some of you might even be having panic attacks. It feels like your heart is racing, you can't breathe, and it's an uncomfortable feeling. If we can bring you back into a sense of balance, then you're more likely to trust that the universe is always going to bring you what's meant for you. They say that people come into your life, they're either a lesson or a blessing. And either way, they were meant to be there. I know it's hard because no one wants to get hurt. And you feel like, oh, well, what if I take this and it turns out to be terrible? I'm going to tell you that everything that's happened to me in my life, whether it was something at the time I enjoyed or not, it was purposeful and it came into my life for a reason. And at the time, when I was in the thick of things, I couldn't see that, right? I was so mad. Like, why are you doing this to me? Now I understand this had to be. I have grown and I've learned from all of these experiences, and I don't regret a single thing because I feel like it is what has made me grow. That's not to say that I haven't made mistakes and that I wish things could have been different and that I might have done things differently. I think that all the time. Even in thinking about how I dealt with my ex-husband, there were times when I would get so angry with him and I would say things that were horrible. And I think back now and I think, well, you could have handled that a lot differently. But it was a part of my journey and my growth and my learning. And honestly, even at the end, the last few times that I talked to him before he passed, we laughed about things that were said and things that happened. Because I think in the end, we both realized, oh, we were just young kids and we didn't know what we were doing and we fumbled a lot of things. That's going to happen. That's life. You don't come with an instruction manual. They give you a 1,000-page manual for your brand new car, and you pop into this world and it's like, here you are. Welcome. Good luck. You're just really trying to find your way through. And for many of us, we're not only managing and navigating our own worlds, we're navigating the world we were born into, which is often for many people very chaotic. The idyllic childhood, I don't think exists for most people because we have parents who also are bringing baggage from their parents and generations before that. And it's just a crazy thing. It's a cycle. It is what it is. Our parents try their best. We try our best. But we have to realize that we're learning. And the most important thing in this whole process is to just be better. If I can be a little bit better tomorrow than I am today, well, that's what it's all about. And I don't believe that there's no hope for anyone. I think everyone has potential and there's room for all of us to grow. So having said that, the biggest lesson in that what the universe really wants me to get across to you today is that if you keep doing things out of fear and you keep doing things, holding on to what's comfortable and doing things the way you've always done them, you're going to get the same result you've always gotten. Things are not going to change. It's crazy because, and I'm guilty too of this sometimes, of saying to the universe, saying to, whoever you pray to or believe in or whatever, I feel stuck. I want different things. And then you don't do anything different. And it's understandable. Again, change feels comfortable or change feels scary and comfort feels safe. But the problem with that is you don't experience anything. And you didn't come here to sit in your house and do nothing. You came here to explore the world, to get out there, in whatever way that is for you. And you never know what you could experience, enjoy, love, have if you decided just to do things a little bit differently. So, what I want to talk to you today is how do we do that and do it in a way that we're trusting the universe, but it doesn't feel like we're being pushed off a cliff. And one warning I want to give you, I've said this before. I know you've heard me say this before, but anytime in my life when I just wouldn't move and I stayed stagnant, like I got pushed. The universe was like, oh, you're not going to go? Okay, here you are. And then it's like a big kick in the butt. You're going to get pushed off now. I'm going to make you do it. Whereas if I would have just taken little steps, it could have been a whole lot more comfortable for me to employ the changes. And I'm learning slowly, learning that in life and trying to put myself out there and do different things. And it's hard because it is uncomfortable. But if you don't move, in the tarot, we have the Tower card. And that's that where everything crumbles and everything has to crumble because the universe is saying that path you were on isn't working. That's not your path. That wasn't meant for you. It's going to feel like your whole world just fell apart. And it happens for a reason because it's your wake up call. It's the universe saying, hello, knock, knock. Are you home? Why are you just sitting there? I've been giving you signs to do something different and you're not. You're just standing there with your feet like in cement blocks, not moving. And it doesn't have to be massive things, Gosh, sometimes doing things differently might be that normally when I wouldn't take a job where I feel like the qualifications are things I don't have, but this is something I'm interested in and I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. It's putting yourself out there and it might be a big change for you, but those are not huge things. I mean, you have to come with the understanding that if the universe puts it on your heart, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. And you can't be afraid and let that run you. When you live in fear, you're in your head. And there's so much overthinking that happens when we are in our heads and we just put ourselves in a mental prison and we can't even think clearly. It's like you can't see the forest for the trees because you're not seeing things the way they really are. You're seeing them from a place of fear. You're probably constantly focused on what could go wrong. And so guess what? What you focus on grows. And so when you focus on that, that's what you are feeding. And that's what you're going to see. You're going to see what you focus on. I see all the ways my life sucks and that nothing ever changes and it can't get any better because that's what I've chosen to focus on. Whereas if you would shift your point of perspective, shift your point of view and your perspective a little bit, you would start to see things differently, right? If I choose to focus on all the ways there are blessings in my life, I'm going to see so much more of that coming in. And I talk about this all the time, but it is absolutely 100% true. Just this week, I've been, one area of my life I've been trying to work on is not being afraid of money because my whole life, being a single mom, it's like, oh, I have to scrimp and save, I have to do this, I have to do that. I can't tell you how much that's changed for me. There's still a little bit there, and I know I still need to work with things, but it's crazy how quickly all of that shifted. And just this week, I got a check for almost $40 for an overpayment on my car whenever I bought it, I guess, which that's never happened to me before. Can't explain it. It was legit. It's like, okay, I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to be thankful. And things like that can happen if you just choose to instead see the possibility. The universe is infinite and we have limitations. We're limited by our minds, by our thinking, but the universe does not. And when we have to know every step, right? Like it's got to come in on a Tuesday at 5 o'clock. It needs to be this color. It needs to be blah, 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 and on and on and on. We are putting limits on the universe. We don't even know what's possible. We can't imagine what's possible. And unless we just learn to let go and just say, okay, I trust that the universe is not going to bring me something that I'm going to hate. Okay, it's not like on Christmas when you open up the gift that you think it's going to be a gift you really wanted and it's socks. It's not going to be like that, right? That's not going to be the universe. It might not be the package you thought it was going to be. It might not be in the way that you thought it was. But when you learn to let go, many times what comes in is better than you could have even ever imagined. Oh, this wasn't exactly what I asked for because you went above and beyond. So we just need to learn to give up a little bit of control, like just that much control. And the letting go of control is what is scary, right? We have to be in control of everything. And that I do, right? Like I had to control that. That's where we really make a mistake is by feeling the need to have control. Feeling out of control feels scary. I talked about this on the TikTok reading that I did, but I often have a dream where I'm in a car, I'm driving the car, but I'm in the passenger seat. And then I'm trying to reach over and grab the wheel and I'm trying to hit the gas and the brake from the passenger seat. And I can't get over there fast enough. We're about to hit something. That is a fear for me, I know, about giving up control, not being in control. There are a lot of things in life that happen to us that are beyond our control. There's so many variables that we have no control over. We can't control what other people do, what they think, what they say. The only thing that we can control is ourselves. And when you can learn to be at peace with that and just tell yourself, yeah, you know what? Sometimes people are going to do things that are kind of crappy, but I'll be okay. And I think that's the key. There have been so many things in my life that I've had to deal with that I didn't want to, and they happened and they were out of my control. But what I know is that I survived it, and I'll survive the next thing too. And if I can trust that the universe is never going to take me through something that isn't meant for me for a reason, it's either helping me grow spiritually or it's a blessing for me that I don't realize at the time is a blessing because am I choosing to see it that way? That's what we need to remember. So when a fear pops up of something you're wanting to do, but you're just afraid of trying it, ask yourself, what's it really about? What is this fear? Get very curious with it. Why am I afraid of it? And instead of thinking about what could go wrong, well, if I do this, this could happen. This can, yes, it can. But also, if you do it, something amazing and wonderful could happen. What would that be? So I challenge you today to sit with your fears and ask yourself, instead of saying, what's the worst thing that could happen? I mean, you can do that if you want, But instead, what if you just imagined what's the best possible thing that could happen if I did this? Like if I reached out to this person that I've been wanting to reach out to, what's the best possible thing that could happen? Well, they could be so glad and say, "Oh, I'm so happy you reached out." Or it's so great to connect with you. We worry so much about what people are thinking. And I have to tell you that most of the time, I've had people before come up to me and say, "Well, I was going to ask you to do this, but I thought you would think X, Y, or Z." The thoughts those people had were things that I would never have thought of. So you're coming up with scenarios that probably would not happen. You're trying to think of your rejections and disappointments and all the things before they happened. And it's a way to, I get it. My mom used to say, "Well, don't get your hopes up." It's a way for you to try to protect yourself. But why are you doing that? Okay, if it fails, then you can say to yourself, "Oh, Pat, you tried, good job." Then you can try to do those self soothing things. But why would you set yourself up for failure? Don't set yourself up to fail, set yourself up to win. Go into the situation thinking, what would happen? What would it look like if I walked into this and I rocked it and I just got this job? The time that I had no attachment to things, those were the times when I had the best outcome. I remember when I got my first teaching job, they called me. I had no attachment to it. I didn't even know where the school district was. And I didn't have any kind of attachment whatsoever because they just called and said, "Do you want an interview?" And I said, "Okay." And I drove out there not really knowing what to expect. I just walked in there like, not that I didn't put any effort in. Of course I did, but I also didn't really have an attachment because I thought it's kind of far away and we'll just see. And that was the one job where I was hired on the spot. So don't put any attachment to it. And instead just think about, I can't lose. This can't go wrong. And see, just try shifting that for a week or 2 weeks. Just try, give it a test and say to yourself, "I can't lose. So let's do it, and try to let those worries go. If you need to do guided meditations for letting go of fear, there are so many good ones. I have some, I think, on my YouTube channel. You can sign up for some on my website. The link is in the show notes. But try to do something to bring yourself back to a heart centered space. We're so much of the time in here where we need to be in here. And there are ways you can do that by just getting grounded, go outside in nature, do a guided meditation, go for a walk, listen to amazing podcasts. There's one you might be listening to right now, but get yourself grounded and come back out of your head and into your heart space. Do some breath work, you know. In fact, you can just wherever you are right now, just close your eyes and put your hand on your heart and take a deep breath and just say, "All is well." It is well. All is well. And the universe is always working in your favor. There are things going on behind the scenes you can't see. And if you could see it, you would be amazed and you would realize that things always work out for you. Sometimes it's in a roundabout way, but it does. And I want to pull some cards for you to give you some messages from the universe this week. And I'm using both Angela Rose decks that I had because I just love them. I'm so warning about. I think they're amazing. And so we have take up space. So some of you are playing too small. I don't know if you can see this, but it's a beautiful card. You need to take up space. No more hiding. The world is calling for you to own your uniqueness. Show up as who you are. Show us who you are. Express yourself. You're divine just as you are now. You're ready. The best feeling in the world is being able to be yourself. And there's that group of friends that you can just be goofy and be whatever with. And it feels so great to be able to be that. Don't be afraid to be that. And you have clarity coming out too. When you have wisdom to know what you don't like, you discover what you do like. Remember, some things come in as contrast to show you that I don't like this, but I do like this. And keep working with that energy just because you're teaching the universe what I like, what I don't like. And the universe is responding to that saying, okay, more of this, less of this. But don't focus on what you don't like. Just, okay, I like this, more of this. Thank you for this. That's the way we focus on it. But dream of what your life, your best life, would feel like, look like, and be like. If it's on your heart, it's meant for you. And then you have a soul no. Some of us people pleasers, performed people pleasers, like to say yes to everything because we don't want people to not like us. And it's okay. There are people who are not going to like you no matter what you do. And you know what? F those people. It doesn't matter. Let that go. It does not matter. Trust when you feel that something is not meant for you. You can say no with grace to yourself and others. If it doesn't feel good, it's not for you. Have confidence and trust in your decisions and choices. If it doesn't feel right, trust your gut. And on the opposite note, if it feels like a yes to you, trust your gut. Okay, those first like 3 seconds of that's your intuition. The rest of it's like you're then up in here going, oh my God, what could happen? This could go this, that, this, the other. Let it go. If it doesn't look like your typical thing, sometimes that is the best thing. Because obviously, if you've been doing the same thing over and over again and you're getting the same result and you're like, why is my life trashy? Why is it not trashy? But you know what I mean? Why is my life stuck? I feel stuck in a rut. That's why you didn't do anything different. Yeah, it's going to cause you to step out of your comfort zone a little bit. That's the point. And then you are what you believe. What do you believe about yourself? Words hold power and divine magic. What you think, you become. Your outside world is a reflection of your inner thoughts. Be mindful of your thoughts and the words you speak. Exactly. Instead of saying, oh my God, this could happen, say, oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing opportunity. And I could get this job and it can be amazing and it could cause me to grow. Psych yourself up, okay? You have to be your own cheerleader sometimes. And then you have magnetic. Some of you don't realize how magnetic you are. You are attracting those higher vibe things. But then when they come, you're like, I don't want it. Stop it. The universe is bringing it in. It's like getting a gift and going, thank you, but no thank you. Are you going to really do that? If you're at a coffee shop and someone says, here, I'm buying your coffee for you, would you really be like, no? I mean, that's offensive, right? And the universe is going to say, oh, well, every time I try to bring something in, they reject it. So I guess they don't want it. So I'm going to stop. Be open to receiving. You know what? The universe uses other people to bring you things too. Be open and say thank you and be grateful and stop being a brat. Okay? Stop being a brat. We're all brats sometimes. And then you have magnetic. When you are aligned, you radiate your best self to the world, receiving back more than what you dreamed possible. What you are magnetizing is also magnetizing you. There is magic here. And it's true. That's where you need to be careful because if you are magnetizing all the negativity, you're magnetizing it back to you. Shift the words, shift your thinking, and what you magnetize will also shift. Promise. Seen it happen in my own life. All right, let's get a couple from her other deck. You have self love. For some of you, this truly just comes back to you feeling not worthy. Somewhere along the way, someone told you, maybe they told you directly, but maybe it was indirectly, maybe through their actions, maybe through their emotional unavailability, maybe the fact that they weren't there for you because they couldn't be, because they weren't even there for themselves. This it usually happens in childhood. And again, I love my parents. I think all parents really, they're trying, they're doing their best, but some parents just can't show up for you the way that you wanted. And they don't even realize they're doing it, whether they work too much or they're alcoholic or abusive or whatever, or maybe they were good parents, but they were busy. They aren't there for you emotionally. And so you don't get the love and the validation that you're seeking. And so you start seeking it in everyone else. And it has to start with you. You have to feel worthy and lovable. And many of us don't. And that's something that I struggle with. I work with all the time and I work with other people on it. We all struggle. And if you need to work with someone, I'd be happy to work with you. I coach people. I also have a self-love course. It's a 10-day intensive self-love course. It's on my website. You buy it and it's yours to keep and work through whatever. But that is so important because if that's coming up for you, if you think, I don't know what I did to deserve this, or I can't be with this person, I can't have this job, I'm not worthy, I don't have what it takes, I don't have this or that, shut it down. Okay? You need to work on self love because you were born worthy. We all were. You were born worthy. Fully lean into you. You were made perfectly by the Creator. You are whole in your light and in the parts of you that feel uncomfortable. What do you love about yourself and what makes you you? Place a hand on your heart. It's the second thing, saying place your hand on your heart. Get out of your head space and get back into your heart space. Breathe deeply. Feel your heartbeat. Breathe into your heart. Ignite the flame of love for yourself. You are your life's purpose. And you know what? Whenever things don't work out, that is always a signal for me too to turn inward and just to say, okay, then I just need to work on myself. It's all right. Rejection is okay. Sometimes it's God's protection, and sometimes it's just a way of you saying, okay, I'm pointing out now things I need to work on, and that's okay. I'm just going to go inward and work on it. The mantra is I am loved, I'm whole, I'm worthy, I matter, I deserve to be here. So say those things to yourself. I say an affirmation to myself every day. You eventually start to believe it and it starts to become because the brain is just reading the script over and over again that you've already taught yourself. And it's the script of, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve this. I'm not going to have enough. And you need to flip it and you need to rewrite that script and you need to tell yourself you are because you are. And then you have show up shaking. You can't make this up. I just said you need to stop letting fear run the show. Show up shaking. You're never going to feel 100% ready. Anxiety is excitement in disguise. If you've been feeling anxious, sometimes that is pointing you to that's what you need to do. Okay, it's giving me anxiety because that is where you need to be. If it is making you uncomfortable, it's probably what you need to try. Anxiety is just excitement in disguise, and know that you have everything you need within you to rock it right now. Show up even if you're shaking. Take imperfect action. What is one thing that you've been wanting to do? Take one step in that direction. And the mantra that goes with this card is I have everything I need within me now. Can I tell you that the times when I wanted to do things I was afraid actually turn out to be really funny, cute, great moments in my life. Like one time I was dating someone and I wanted to say, I love you. And I was like really scared. So it came out more like a question than an actual statement. And I was like, oh my God, that did not go the way that I wanted to. But the person that I said it to thought it was so cute, so funny. And it ended up being really great. And then was like a story we told, like, oh, remember that time? So don't worry about it. You may not get it out the way you wanted to. It may not exactly show up the way you wanted to. Don't worry about it. Just show up shaking. People really like the effort, and that's what matters. And you have rise and shine. It's time to shine your light. When you shine your light and rise into your full power, you allow others to do the same. You were not born to be like others, so be you. No one is perfect, and let that idea go. It's time to put yourself out there in the world and take a risk. The action that goes with this card is be fully yourself. No more holding your light back. Stand up, speak up, shine, baby. And this is so hard because, I used to be this person who's like, I have to conform and I have to change who I am depending on where I am to fit in with where I am. No, you don't. Just be yourself. Most people like that and react to that anyway. And the mantra that goes with this card is I am divinely made. I'm imperfectly perfect. And today I step fully into my divine self. I love that. I love all of these cards and messages. Oh my gosh, you're such a beautiful soul and a light, and you bring so much. And people are going to see that. And the people that don't see it, like, they don't matter anyway, but you will attract the people who appreciate it, who value you, who love you. But most importantly, love yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to do things differently so that you attract different things. You attract the things that you deserve because you deserve the world. And I know you're going to get it. So just go out there and keep being the shining, amazing, beautiful being that you are and watch how your life shifts. I am sending you guys so much love and light. If you want to work with me, I offer half-hour card readings, hour card readings. I offer healing sessions, coaching sessions, and I have online courses. I have guided meditations out there. Go check all of that out. As always, if you like this podcast, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening. And again, the greatest compliment you can pay me is to share this podcast with others who you think might benefit or enjoy it. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have an amazing week. I am sending you so much love and light. I know you're going to rock it this week. I just know it because you're the rock star. So go out there and be amazing. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.